always seem to be in the company of lawyers. I was with a lot of them last night.
I'll bet you were.
Oh my goodness.
One of them was my former associate, Tim Collins.
Tim was there. That's I didn't get a chance to talk to him. There were so many people there that I just couldn't get around to everybody. But it's a wonderful facility. Stillwater at the Cleveland Zoo, brand new. I don't know if that was the first event that was held there or not, but it's a very impressive place. I was thinking, every place I go to, I look around for potential for the Mayo Ball, where we can go with it, but it's not big enough for the Mayo Ball. We need something that will hold at least 700 people. I think that holds about maybe 350 or 4. But a beautiful place. I would recommend it. Now the only thing is you have to take the little tramway to get in. It's like it's like a train of golf carts actually.
Makes it a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Sure.
It's fun. The drive on the way in, the driver was real slow, and the guy taking us on the way out, he was real fast.
Sure.
Kept us awake. But anyway, you're here to talk about your trip, which is coming up, commemorating the Easter Rebellion of 1916. And I know you're a man that's very knowledgeable about that. Now, this is one of the great things about having a guy like yourself on this tour. If anyone has any questions, you probably know who fired the bullets that's in the wall of the General Post Office in Dublin. You're probably able to tell the name of the soldier that fired it.
I don't think so, Chairman.
Oh, well, maybe a slight exaggeration on my part there. But let's talk a bit about the tour, when it takes place.
Well, we're going to, hopefully, this tour is going to take off next March 25th, which is, we're going to leave on Good Friday and get to Dublin. It's interesting, the 100th anniversary of the Easter Rising actually is in late April, because Easter in 1916 was the 24th. However, next year Easter is early, and so we're going to be in Dublin, and actually the rebellion didn't actually start until Monday, Easter Monday, which was a bank holiday, I believe, at that time.
It is. It still is. It's a huge holiday. Nobody works in Ireland on Easter Monday, and it's always caused a little confusion. There's the date, and then it's Easter Monday. Some people say, oh, we should always celebrate it on Easter Monday, and other people say, no, we got to go with the date.
Right, and I think for our purposes next year, with it being the 100th anniversary, doing it on Easter Monday is the better way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Although, like you say, some people feel it should be late in April, the actual 100th anniversary. Needless to say, this is going to be a very historic trip in many respects. As you know, the insurrection lasted about 6 days when the rebels surrendered. Of course, the British summarily tried them and then executed 15 of them at Kilmainham jail. And one of the most historic of the 15 who was executed was James Connolly. Connolly was wounded during the rebellion and couldn't walk, and so he had to be carried from where he was taken to the jail. And if you can believe this, they actually brought him in on a stretcher and executed him lying on sitting up, but coming off of a stretcher, in order to complete the execution of Connolly. We're going to be in Kilmainham jail. We're going to be in the part of the jail where the execution actually took place. It sounds a little eerie, but it has an immediate impact on you if you're there during this tour we're going to do of Kilmainham jail. That's one of the events that the people that are going to be on this tour are going to be able to see. Kilmainham jail is so historic, not only for the fact that 15 of the rebels were executed there, but it had a long history. It's no longer obviously in use. It went out of use in the 1930s. But that's one of the sites that we're going to see in Dublin. Another being Glasnevin Cemetery, which is probably the most historic cemetery in the world. Many of the famous Irish people were buried at Glasnevin, including Michael Collins, Daniel O'Connell, among others. And that also is going to be part of the tour.
O'Donovan Rossa.
O'Donovan Rossa, absolutely. There were a number of them. So between Kilmainham Jail and Glasnevin Cemetery, you're going to get a lot of history of Ireland in that period of the early 20th century.
And then from there, you're going to go over to the Guinness storehouse to store up some energy.
Got to wet our whistle. Yeah, we're gonna go to the Guinness storehouse. We're gonna have some fun.
And you'll sing some rebel songs.
We'll
probably,
sing some rebel
Terry.
songs. I'm hoping to do a pub crawl with the group, with a friend of mine who
History
does
and
those.
pubs go together.
Absolutely. So the part of the trip that's going to be in Dublin is going to be very enjoyable, not only historically, but also from the standpoint of the people that have never been to Ireland before to see Dublin. We're going to spend 3 days in Dublin, and then we're going to head by motor coach up to Belfast, an equally famous city in Ireland, and see many of the sites in Belfast, including where the Titanic was built. The Harland and Wolff shipyards was where the Titanic was built in 1912 and launched. So that's one of the places we're going to see when we're in Belfast. We're going to spend 2 days in Belfast, and then we're going to head over to Galway. Hopefully we're going to be able to stop in Derry, the famous walled city. That's in Northern Ireland. But that might be a day trip to Derry, and then we're going to go down to Galway for
Now,
2
wait a
days.
minute, stop in Derry. Make sure you say hello to Mark Owen's mom and dad. They live in Derry. They love to meet the visitors. And there's a young fella in Derry named Ronan McNamara who's a great tour guide. He's been there for years. He's part Chinese, Irish, and he's a Buddhist.
Okay.
I have a great video of him. I think I'll post it. It's 3 minutes long that I took when I was in Derry a few months ago. But if you want to really know the history of Derry and the walls and some of the intimate history, he is really the best. His name is Ronan McNamara. He always begins by introducing himself. He says, "I know you're looking at me now and you're wondering about me. I look like I'm Chinese, and I speak like a person from the north of Ireland."
Yeah, that's
smart.
I would like to get in touch with him.
Smart, educated young man, great. He and his wife, they both conduct tours. Terry, I'm going to come back to you because I have to do a few commercials. We have to pay a few bills here, you know. Do you mind?
It's a really neat place to visit. Takes some time, takes a little bit of a walk to get there, but that is going to be a real highlight of the part of the trip that involves Galway. The Cool Park part of the trip, which is, I know, a place that you would like us to visit, is one that's still in the planning stage, but we certainly would, I think the trip would benefit by a trip to Cool Park to see that place, which is very historic.
Yeah, you'll be driving by it. Steve, take care. You'll be driving by it as you go from Galway out to Gort and on towards Shannon Airport, towards the Cliffs of Moher and that area. You go right by Cool Park. And you can stop in and have a sandwich on me. All right.
And then, our last night is going to be at Bunratty Castle. We're going to do a medieval feast where you can eat with your hands, the way they did in the medieval times. But it's a fun way to end the trip, and then we'll fly out of Shannon back to the States. So we're going to fly into Dublin, do the tour as I described, Dublin, Belfast, Galway, the Aran Islands, and then finish up at Bunratty Castle. It's really a trip that's going to have a lot of historic experience attached to it, and I think the people are going to enjoy it.
Oh, I think they will. It'll be wonderful. So, if people want to go on the trip, they can go to There's a phone number they can call. You can call you directly, but the business phone is 216-210-0828. Am I right? That's the business phone. That's Tim Vaughan at 216-210-0828. And if some friends of yours are listening, Terry, and they want to talk to you or Colleen, they can call you directly.
My cell phone number is 216-496-0329. And Colleen, what is yours?
Yep, 216-956-7651. I did also want to say that on Tuesday, September 15th, at 7 o'clock at Lockkeepers, right here in Independence, the upstairs room, we're going to be having an informational meeting. Tim Vaughan's got a presentation from CIE Tours. It's gonna go through everything, and then we're gonna talk about payments and all of that, so to secure it. But we'd love to see a nice crowd there, just to learn about it. And if it's not with our trip, maybe another trip that WHK and Tim Vaughn and our station are doing. But we'd love for you to come on this special Rising tour. It is going to be an experience of a lifetime.
Okay, great. And of course, if anybody calls you, you will forward the information. And all of the arrangements are coming out of the central location here at the station. And what you do, what Terry and Colleen will do is forward the information. It's just that if people know you, they can call you directly, but you in turn will forward that information on to the management here. All right. So if you can stop at my favorite place, the signature tree. I want you to think of all of the